So what we have is, imagine this was like a prison and we're looking top down, like we're in a helicopter looking above it. So you've got cell 1, cell 2, cell 3, cell 4, cell 5, and cell 6. And inside a cell we have our prisoners. Naughty, naughty, naughty binary. I'm just going to do it for cell 1 and cell 2 because I can't be bothered to do it for them. Okay, so we have our data inside our cells. Now what you're going to notice about the cells is that they're connected in series. So in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in a nice logical order. So these are, remember, called memory cells. Now, a special feature is this, that if I want to delete something, so I press delete, let's imagine that we want to get rid of all these prisoners, I can actually get rid of all the prisoners in a cell all at once by the push of a button. Wham! Or Flash. That's where he gets his name Flash from, like Flash Gordon. How fast it takes to erase data from a cell. So, before data can be written, so before we can put a new prisoner or prisoners in a cell, so imagine all these cells were taken up. Before we can put a new prisoner in a cell, what you have to do is actually erase the data in a cell before you can put new data in it. Also, what you need to be aware of is this. Data, when it's loaded, when it's read, is read through a whole block of data at once. So if we're loading up something, it'll read a whole block at once, which is quick as well. Also, what you need to be aware is that because of how the technology is done on solid state, is actually going to replace, and it already is doing that, hard drives. Now, frequently solid state memory, what you can buy in shops, are memory sticks and flash cards. Now, why do you think memory sticks have another name called USB sticks? It's because it's got a USB connector, but it doesn't mean it's a USB stick, so I don't want you to use that word. I want you to call it a memory stick or flash memory stick with a USB connector. Finally, what you need to be aware of is this, that actually there's a new technology being developed, and this new technology may replace solid state memory, and it's called phase change random access memory. And this may replace solid state memory in the future. So recap, what you need to know is that it has no moving parts, that it has circuits consisting of arrays which are memory cells, and each memory cell is literally like a transistor. You need to be aware that the most frequent technology is the NAND. And why is it called that? Because of the circuits. It's like a NAND gate, where the memory cells are connected in order, in a series, which basically means order. What you need to be aware of is that it has a special feature where the block of memory cells can be erased all in one go, like flash. You need to be aware that data to be read can be read in a whole cell at once. A whole block at once can be read. You need to be aware that when you're writing data, the cell needs to be erased first of its data, the block needs to be erased first in order for new data to go in. You can't put too many prisms in the same cell or in the same block. It needs to be erased first. You need to be aware that solid state is replacing hard drives. You need to be aware that frequently used memory cards and memory sticks are used as solid state, and that it's not called a USB stick. You need to be aware that flash memory is literally, as I said, a memory chip connected to a USB connector with circuits inside. And finally, you need to be aware of the fact that a new technology called phase change random access memory is being developed, which might get rid of solid state memory.